Hey guys, so I was going to do a live video, but apparently my laptop is having some type of issue where I can't go live because you can't hear me. So I don't know what that's about. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm gonna probably take it and have somebody look at it when I get back to where I live. So I'm in Atlanta, in the Dallas area of Atlanta, Atlanta has all these little sub-cities. So I'm in one of the sub-cities, which is Dallas, that my daughter is kind of visiting with her, and my mom lives here as well. So you guys know that. I've said that on my lives before. So just wanted to get on here and talk about something that happened to me this weekend. So we came here on Sunday. We drove in. We generally fly in, but this time we drove, and so we went to my mom's house to have dinner. She invited us over for dinner, and I'm walking, guys. I'm doing my morning walk. So she invites us over for dinner. We go over there, and we have dinner. Everything's fine. That whole day I just had like a icky feeling, and I'm a woman, so we have our monthly issues. So I thought, well, maybe that's what my problem is. I'm just PMSing or something. But I just had a kind of feeling all day. So we left my mom's, and we're on our way back to my daughter's house because that's where we're staying. And we come down this very busy interstate, Richard D. Saylor's Road, I think is what it's called. But we're driving down this highway, and as we're coming, I see this white lady and her baby standing in the middle of the road, and she's standing like this and looking deranged at us with her face like this to the side. And so when we initially saw her, it was like she was trying to get hit, like she wanted somebody to hit her. So we were just like, what is she in this middle of this road? And I mean, this is a very busy road. I think the speed limit on this road is 55, and it's a very dark road. So she's just out there, just standing there, like literally just standing there. She's not walking, she's not running. With a busy interstate highway like that, especially with my baby in my arms, I would have stood in the median until it was clear. And she did not do that. So I don't know what was going on prior to, because before we got there, there were already people outside standing around. So once we got a little closer to see what was happening, one of the people that were already out there said that they had called 911 because the lady was in the road, and every time they tried to tell her to get out of the road, she kept screaming, "The blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus, the blood of Jesus." It would not get out of the road. So I'm like, wow. So at this point, we swerve to keep from hitting her, and the car behind us, they hit her. And so the baby flies to the right. She flies up in the air, and another car comes behind the car that hit her and hit her again. So my daughter saw the entire thing in her review, because as I said, we swerve to keep from hitting her. So now, we're like, well, damn, we need to stop and make sure, find out what's going on, because you heard the hit. It was a hard hit. And the car behind us was an SUV. So it's a hard hit. So when we got to the road to see what was going on, first of all, the baby was so lifeless till he looked like a rag doll. Or she looked like a rag doll, excuse me, because it was a girl. And she looked like a little rag doll laying there, and all the life was out of her. But as we stood there, it's like her skin color started to come back. So I don't know if her soul lifted for a second just to kind of, I don't know. I can't even explain it, because when we first initially looked at her, she looked like she wasn't even real. A couple of people, including myself, thought it was a rag doll. Like, because in Atlanta, there's a lot of tricksters. There's a lot of people that do things like stand on the side of the road with a doll, or, you know, like they're hurt or something like that, to get people to stop so that they can rob them. This is a huge thing around here. So that's what I thought maybe was going on. Like, she was trying to play a prank or something with this doll, and it backfired. Well, it was a real baby. It was not a doll. So ambulance is called. We're all trying to figure out why this lady was just standing in the middle of the road like she wanted somebody to hit her. So when we get out of the car, mind you, this is me and my daughter, I'm going to stop to say this. I saw a white lady, right? I saw a white lady. My daughter saw the actual person, and it was a black woman with a black baby. And this girl was larger than myself. I'm not a small person. I'm not necessarily a big person either. I'm not a small person. And this lady was bigger than myself. I thought I saw a white woman. And the white woman that I saw was a slim white woman. And she had this look of satisfaction on her face as we went around her. And that's why we felt like she was deranged, because I saw this look of satisfaction, like, you know, whatever goal that person had, it was accomplished. So my take on the situation is that perhaps I saw the spirit that was possessing her, because my daughter saw the black woman and the black child. I saw a white woman. Now, it is rather dark, but again, this is a large black girl. She was 37 years old. This white woman that I saw looked to be around the same age, maybe a little older, but she was slim, and she had a hat on. This black woman had on a wig. So it was as if we saw something totally different. I saw the spirit, she saw the person. So police get there, we give our statements. The person that hit her, we explained to the police that there was no way this lady could have avoided hitting her because of the nature of how she was in the road. There was no evidence that she was trying to cross the road, because again, there's a median in the road where, like a turning lane, and on the other side where her car was actually located, there's like a little sidewalk area over there that you could have stood to. So even if she was afraid, you know, okay, the traffic on this road is super heavy, I don't want to get hit again because my car is disabled, let me get out with my child. Even if she would have gotten out and went to the other side of the road where her car was, that would have made more sense that her trying to cross this busy highway. And she was a resident of this area. It's near Hiram, Georgia. She's a resident of this area, so she had to have rode down that highway before. She would had to have known how busy that road is. So super duper bizarre. But this is what I'm getting at. So I'm here in, like I said, a sub-city of Atlanta. The county is Cobb County. I'm going to stop and finish this first because I don't want to, once I hit this hill, it's going to be something else. I'm going to go around here one more time because this hill going to kill me. But anyway, so we were watching to see if we could see a news report come up about it. Because, you know, with an accident like that, how this lady was hit a few times or a couple times, we knew that the news was going to cover it at some point. So we kept checking for the article, kept checking to see if there was an article in the paper or on AJC, or if there was an article on the news, whatever. So they finally have an article come up on Fox 5 News, Atlanta. So this article is very vague. It's saying, this woman was holding a child. She was hit. She didn't make it. She did pass away, guys. The child is still in critical condition because they said the child was dead on arrival when we arrived, but when the paramedics came, they revived her. And they were also trying to revive the mom for a while. But like I said, she had been hit by an SUV and a car. She was still breathing after the hit, but I know all of her internal organs had to be completely damaged and messed up because the way those cars, at the speed those cars hit her, there's no way that she could have survived that. We're checking for articles, checking the newspaper. We finally see that they posted that article, and then what they said in the article though was that this woman was trying to cross the street. Now, granted, they hadn't even alerted the family at this point. So, and of course my condolences to the family. This is a lot to deal with. But this woman was 37 years old and the child was 1. It doesn't make any sense that a person would be attempting to cross that busy road. It doesn't make any sense that she would be screaming and yelling the blood of Jesus as she's trying to cross this busy road when it was completely unnecessary for her to cross the road. When we saw her, we were coming straight down this road and she was standing there. She was not moving. She was not proceeding with caution. She was not running across the street trying to hurry up and get across. She was literally standing there. And when we moved to stop, to not hit her, it's as if she positioned herself a little better so that the other car could hit her. So I don't understand why the news keeps kicking the story to the public like this lady was just trying to cross the road, because that's just not true. This lady was committing suicide on this highway with her child. And we think it may have been because the baby's only 1. A lot of women go through postpartum. A lot of women have issues going on after they have a child that are usually not even addressed by the family, by anybody. They're just suffering in silence. And postpartum can last, I want to say, some people have said up to 3 years. So depending on how severe. So this poor lady committed suicide on Richard D. Sailors, or whatever that parkway is. I want to say Richard D. Sailors in Powder Springs, Highway 278. That's what it is. I can't remember the name because it changes as you go into the different counties, but it's Highway 278 in Powder Springs, going into Hiram. It goes into Rockmart, and it goes into, eventually you'll get to Rome, Georgia. So this road is very long stretch, very dark in certain areas. I've seen multiple accidents on this road. This is not the first accident that's been super bad that I've seen on this road. So I just don't understand why the news is, and then they keep saying, oh, call Cobb County, if you have any information. There were at least 10 of us on the scene, witnesses, that gave statements of what happened. And all of the statements were the same, that the woman was standing there as if she was waiting for somebody to hit her. Other people came, was begging her to get out of the road. And when they're begging her, she's hollering the blood of Jesus. It would not listen to the people. So why is that not you know, 'cause for her family at least, if they know, okay, she was out here doing something weird, maybe they can kind of correlate it to something else. But it just sounds like, oh, she was driving along, she had a car accident, and then she was trying to cross the road after the accident. Where was she going? Because if your car was hit on that side and the police come for the accident, why would you be on the other side of the road from where the accident happened? Because in Georgia, it's illegal to leave the scene of an accident or to leave the car where it was hit, especially if it's in the road. So you're supposed to move the cars that were hit out of the road. We didn't even see the other car that she supposedly hit. So did they just leave the scene? So I don't know, but just an example of how the media really reports what they want. They really do what they want. We live in a world that is controlled. Your thoughts and what you think about a situation is controlled by the media. So, anyways, I'm in Georgia. Want to address the Natureboy saga, obviously. I'm in his city. Not his city, but it's my city, hell. But he love it forever. He love Atlanta. And y'all know why. But guess what? Atlanta got time. I used to be a resident here. And one thing I know about Georgia is that they do not play the radio. You gonna keep the law in Georgia. You gonna keep the law in Georgia, or your ass will be somewhere under the jail. So, here it is, Natureboy with his, his followers, that's what I'm gonna just call them because they're all brainwashed with Stockholm Syndrome. We see that True came on last night and said that Loyal is disloyal because he ran off with all the stuff. And somebody was in the comments saying that this probably was planned by Natureboy, which I believe. Or, that boy has different ancestry than most of them. So whatever was on that hard drive, he probably don't want his family or whoever to know. And so it's been taken off. He took off with it. So I just feel like this. As far as the whole situation, we got Pop Marquez. That's an ancestor now. We got Velvet, who has gotten herself together. Sita made a video, and she made a very powerful statement that Natureboy, now because I've always said this, Natureboy is intrigued with these New Orleans girls. These people are magical. These people have power. They don't even recognize some of them. They don't even know the power they have. But Velvet and her family, they know their power, just wasn't using it. She wasn't using it. Her daddy been using it. And I feel like that man left here because he was tired, but he knew his daughter was in a position to where he could leave here and be okay. But she is still here, and now he's working for her on the other side. So all this was going to happen. This was going to happen to Natureboy. He had to come down at some point, and I'm glad it happened here in Atlanta because one thing I know about Atlanta, baby, you will not break the law and get away with it in Atlanta. I am a witness. I have been to jail 3 times in Atlanta. Yeah. A couple times for traffic and once for domestic violence. Thank goodness my domestic violence situation was put to rest because, the person that was involved was not that savory, and it was kind of like their fault that I acted a fool. But obviously, personal accountability, I had a choice to not act a fool, and I didn't make that correct choice. Thank goodness they were on my side at that point. But you're going to keep the law in Georgia, bottom line. This is also the state where they took down Malachi York. They took down Malachi Z. York here in Georgia. You're not going to get away with this Natureboy. You're not going to get away with your shit here in Georgia, Natureboy. You're not. It's just not going to happen. They took down your boy. They took him down. And a lot of people still, I live in South Carolina. I have people there that freaking worship Malachi's New York. They got shrines built to this fucking child molester. And I know he's a child molester. Nobody has to tell me, because the same ill feeling that I get when I watch his videos is the same ill feeling I get when I'm around his child molester followers. Because they're with it too. So just wanted to come on while I'm here in the ATL, talk about this dumb ATL situation going on with Natureboy, and how the media will flip a story to their benefit. Or not to their benefit, I should say, because really it is for the benefit of the family. I would say that they didn't disclose all those details. It's probably better for that not to be in the media, because she's gonna look like a crazy person. But at the end of the day, if that woman was suffering with postpartum or whatever was going on, whoever is the culprit or whatever the situation was goes unaddressed, because nobody's talking about the part that happened before the accident. But I'm up this hill, y'all, so I gotta go. Bye.